the three options, for TSP in retirement. What should you do? What are your choices? Why would you? Why wouldn't you?
Welcome back, everybody, to the CD Financial Podcast, CD Financial, where health meets wealth. I'm Marcus C., your host. That man across from me is Chuck D. Chuck, my man, what's shaking, bacon?
Just another
Excuse
day
me.
in paradise. That's okay. That's okay. You got a little froggy in there.
Yeah,
It's a
I
little.
live in the allergy capital of the world, so I apologize. Every now and
Is
again, it
it
pops up.
right? Yeah, you had that. You told me that one time about the what is it? The cedars, but it's not like the cedars of Lebanon. It's like the little cedars that, and
Shorty cedar.
they
Yeah.
have a cedar meter or something down there in Central Texas, right? What was it?
Yeah, it's called cedar fever. And especially like getting towards the cooler months, they just it hits everybody. But I don't know, it all the way around. I get hit by grasses too sometimes. So if the grasses
That's
are
nice.
happy and reproducing, then that gets me. So
No more happy grasses. Looks like something's happy with you. Your mustache is taking over the screen here, baby.
yeah, you know what? It's got a mind of its own at this point. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I'm along for the ride.
Knew you
Don't
were
know
going
where
to
it's
say that.
taking me. Pretty soon,
That's
Sam Elliott and I will be interchangeable. You won't be able to see me.
Sam Elliott. Well, I got something to tell you, Marcus. Yeah.
But the longer it grows, by the way, the more I smell like steak and leather. Just FYI.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Trail biscuits, jerky.
Pretty soon I'll be filming this from my horseback, eating hardtack and yes.
That's a hardtack. That's what I'm looking for. Hardtack, right? Yeah. All right. So tell us about the options, or run us through this your deal.
TSP. All right. So before we get started, because we discussed this a little bit before we came on the air, TSP 401k, right? We're going to use those. Kind of the same thing, right? Same principles, at least. They're not the
Yes,
same thing, same
the
principles.
principles are absolutely interchangeable. In fact, 403Bs, I've been running into those a lot lately. Your spouses are working at hospitals, they're doctors, or, what's that thing called? It's almost a PN or something. I've forgotten that acronym now. Uh,
I don't know.
the guy that's a doctor, the gal that's a doctor, but they can prescribe drugs and everything. They just aren't doctors.
Yeah. It's PA, right? Physician's assistant, something like
Ah,
that.
there it is. PA. I see.
Yeah.
He's much smarter, folks, in some areas here. Yeah, that guy right there, the guy with the substantial stash, not this guy over here. Yeah. So, yes, 403Bs, hospitals, and school teachers and administration, and also 457s for other government, city, county, state. Yes, they're interchangeable. These principles. TSP. When we talk about it, you can apply it to 401ks and the like.
Yeah. So in your head, you can swap those terms out and just apply the principles. But essentially, and we were discussing this before it came on the air. So there's three basic options, right? Three basic options as far as what you can do with that. And I thought it would be nice if we went through one by one the options. And what I'm going to hit you with, because we're going to just go list them through, right? But I want to know why I should do this, or why I might want to choose this, and why I might not want to choose this. And as we go through, I may stop you and have a question or two here and there, if that's okay with you.
Giddy up. Let's follow the
All
cowboy, the
All right,
Western from the East. Yeah.
giddy up. So let's start with option one. What's my first option then with my TSP and retirement?
Okay, your first option is the one that's rarely chosen. So in this
Hmm.
case, the masses are not asses, pardon my French, but they actually are rolling in the proper direction, like the
Okay.
bison rolling out there on the Great Plains. Um, oh, that would be to annuitizing your TSP with maybe all or a portion of your
Okay.
TSP, right? If you were going to take this selection, it would be very rare that you would take all of it.
Okay. So then maybe just building on what you just said, because we're going to do why you would want to and why you wouldn't. Do you want to start with why you wouldn't want to go with this one?
No, I want to start with why you would.
So why would I? Why would I want to go with this option?
Because it will become a income source for the rest of your life. So
Okay.
let's say you got $1 million in your TSP, and you say, you know what? I got here 250,000 of the million, and I don't want to see that money ever again. And you put it in a case and you slide it across the table and you say, take that 250,000 or 25% of my investable net worth here, and I want
Mhm.
you to give me a payment for the rest of my life. So the reason you would do it, I suppose there's no headaches. Um, that's the reason that you would do it, because you could get a payment for the rest of your life, and it could look like a pretty attractive payment with higher interest rates being what they are.
Oh, okay. So that sounds pretty good. No headache sounds good to me. So, but
Okay.
why would I not want to consider this as an option?
Okay. What happens? I was told that, whoa, decades ago, was it Bear Bryant? They may have done this, and he failed to get a joint life payout. And when he died, his significant other, his spouse, was left with bubkiss. Is that the expression? Bubkiss? Yeah.
Bupkis, yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of them.
So, yeah. Yeah, the highest payment would exclude your spouse. In fact, I've recently met with a family whose husband took the. Now they were referred to me by a favorite family that I work with. She's awesome, and she retired from Treasury, and this was a boyhood friend of hers. In fact, he said we've been kids since we were little children on the street, and he said she's always been that way, really super cool and chill, never gets excited. I go, really? He goes, ever since she was a little girl. I go, well, she's carried it all through her life. Anyway, he took his pension and took a lump sum, because sometimes you can take that. When we say pension, I mean like a monthly payment, which, by the way, is an annuity. He took that pension payment and he took a lump sum and decided to buy a joint life, not annuitizing, but a joint life guaranteed income. The
Hmm.
problem is he did not guarantee his spouse, his wife, on that income.
Mm.
Fast forward 4 years later, not only can we increase the guaranteed payment for life right now by over 10%, we can, it's something like 19 or 20% if we delay just 1 year, but we can join his wife to it. It's like 11.5% right now as we record, and that would include his wife if we did immediate. But if we defer for 1 year, it'll go up like something substantial. It was like from 50,000 a year to 61,000 and include his wife. Now those are just illustrated numbers, so
Right, right.
don't take that to the bank, folks, and don't use those illustrated numbers as something that would apply to you. But annuitizing, you lose control of your money. In the case of what we just talked about, at least you have some control of the principal still if you
Hmm.
both passed away or one of you passed away.
Yeah.
Um, but when you annuitize money, you lose control of it. What's more is there's only one specific company that TSP uses, and only one, and it's been that way for decades, to create an annuitization of your money. By the way, just as we stand here now, in the nearly 2 decades that I've been and my whole team's been helping federal employees and private industry prepare for retirement um, and create a plan, we've never actually annuitized a payment ever.
Hmm.
You've got an annuity already. That's an annuitization. You put in a little money, the federal government put in a lot more, and out comes a payment for life. If you lower your payment by 10%, you can provide half of that to your spouse if you die before them. And it provides the access to health insurance if you die before them too. They could keep your federal health insurance. However, that is an annuity already. That's why they call it an annuity. You're a FERS annuitant when you retire, or CSRS annuitant, the old system.
Right.
And also, you've got Social Security, which is also a payment. So I think with those two payments, why do you need another annuitization? I, I'm not a big fan of it. The other reason is your flexibility is gone. As we
Right.
said before, you lose control of your money. So go ahead and ask me, why does that matter, Charles?
Why does it matter if I lose control of my money?
Well, I'm glad you asked me, Marcus. I look towards your parents, for instance.
Yeah.
Your dad, if he didn't have your mom around, you guys would have to be around, wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to look after them. So your health could change, Marcus,
Right.
in retirement, and there could be unforeseen health expenses.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So that could happen. Now, that's something I wanted to bring in at the end. And here I went in the beginning because I want to talk about the happy notes too.
Yeah.
Maybe your car goes, or maybe you just want a new car. And
Right.
so vroom, you get a new car because you need one or a new pickup truck. I talked to this couple in Billings 2 days ago. Native Americans too, by the way. It was pretty interesting. But they
Right.
both are running Rams. One of them has like a super diesel or whatever they call it, power ram, 3/4 ton.
Do
Yeah,
they live on a ranch out there?
I don't think they do,
No.
but I'm
Okay.
not
I
sure.
would assumed.
Yeah, okay. But folks like their pickups. They do have a trailer camper though. So there's
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Maybe, yeah, so you need a truck for that for sure. I don't want to get talking about goosenecks and trailers, trailer campers, bumper hitch and the pluses and minuses of those. We can talk for an episode just on that.
Podcast for another day.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you want to remodel your home and you need to
Yeah.
pivot some capital for that, like your kitchens and baths,
Right.
right? Yeah, maybe you want to go on a trip, take a cruise, right? Yeah. Maybe your spouse passes away and you lose some income and you want to be able to pivot because you've had some major life changes. Or maybe your kids go through some changes or even your grandkids.
Right.
So now you get it, right? Yeah. So now it makes sense, right? What are some of the reasons why and why you wouldn't take the annuitization from TSP? If you're dead
Right.
set on a guaranteed payment, you might want to have a financial expert fiduciary shop for A+ rated companies. Make sure of that because you want them around in 20 years. You don't want them to go pop,
Right.
right? Yeah, A+ rated companies that can get you the best in the open market. That could be just as reputable as the one company that TSP has used for decades and decades and decades. I
Right.
believe it's the same company they've always used. Same one they use for their group life insurance.
Right. And we've talked about in other podcasts that one company is not good or bad, but
No,
oftentimes you're just limited with options. So it's up to
totally.
you whether you want options or not.
And I hope you understand I'm not a big fan of
Yeah.
annuitizing the money. An annuity is a completely different thing. Okay,
All right. Second one. Let's go on to the second one. So what's my second choice for TSP in
your
retirement?
second choice is to just leave it right there at TSP and don't do a blessed thing.
Okay. All right. So that sounds easy. Do you want to start with why I should go with that or why I shouldn't or why I might not want to go with that?
All right, why would you go with that? Is that what you wanted to ask me?
Yeah, let's start with that one. Why would I want to go with that?
Okay, it's simple and it's cheap.
Simple and cheap.
Everybody
My
knows
nickname in high
TSP's
school, by the way.
your nickname in high school is simple and cheap.
Simple and cheap, yes.
That's not true, folks. You know that's not true.
Another podcast for another day.
I'm the one who says, "What are you doing spending $8.50 on a smoked mocha mappuccino zombie?" Right? And
It's
Marcus is
yeah,
like, "It's good."
it's good, man. You got to enjoy life, brother. Enjoy it.
And my daughter Sophia, she's like, "Whatever, we're going to enjoy ourselves."
That's why Sophia and I get along.
That's
We're
right.
we're okay spending money on coffee.
All right, so people know TSP is very low expenses, so it's cheap
Yep.
and it's simple. When I say simple, there's 5 funds. The life cycle funds just blend the 5 funds. So if you don't want to blend them yourself, you just use a target life cycle date, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So go ahead and ask me the second question.
So then the second question is why would I not want to consider this?
Consider what?
Consider it simple and cheap for my TSP in retirement.
No, leaving your TSP at
Yep.
TSP. Okay, why would you not want to consider it? Because it's simple and cheap. That's the
So
same. It's the
it's
same answer, folks.
strength and weakness right there. It's the same thing. Simple and cheap is both your strength and weakness.
Yeah, you heard that expression. Don't. It's died out a lot lately.
Uh-huh.
But when we were kids, don't be a simpleton,
Yep.
right? Yeah, it's so very simple that it's almost like you sit on your hands. You've heard that expression. If you just
Mm-hmm.
sit on your hands. Now, one of the problems if you just sit on your hands with the TSP or your 401k, 403b, 457, any of them,
Mm-hmm.
is with no plan. Guess who's going to come up with a plan for your money?
Your beloved Uncle Sam is going to come up with a
Okay,
plan.
Marcus has been listening. That's right. Your beloved Uncle Sam. We're coming close to 100 podcasts, Marcus, and you
Yep.
are getting it. Uncle Sam is going to take control in some
Yep.
way, shape, or form
Yep.
to a lesser and then increasing degree as you age. And I don't know about you, Marcus, but I think that you probably could come up with a plan that's tailored a little more better to your circumstances and your family dynamics
Yeah.
than your Uncle Sam.
I would think so. I would think so.
Well, for one thing, I don't remember Uncle Sam ever interviewing my mom and dad or your mom and dad with what they wanted to do and the goals they had for their money.
No.
It just washed over them, right? And I don't think that's a very clever way to plan for your retirement.
Right.
Okay. So it's so simple, it's limited. So TSP is limited in its investment choices, right? You can
Mm-hmm.
access 5 funds, but well, somebody can make the argument, well, we can access the mutual fund window. You could do that too. You could access that. Now you have a world of possibilities, and along with it, lots of fees. All of a sudden, you're shoved into the same world as others are, right?
Yep.
But there's no true advanced planning of any kind. And so, why does that matter? The planning piece. Well, I mean, it, it, what can you do inside of TSP if you can't access other investments that might be essential? I've said this before too. Leaving your money at TSP, it keeps all your money intertwined money. So this was interesting. I say 50-50. My dad used to be. In my dad's stock market, it was a
Mm-hmm.
50% bonds, 50% stocks. And he quite literally had individual stocks till his friend came along and talked to him, Bob Castaldo, may he rest in peace. Yeah, Bobby, who used to say, Charlie, my boy. That's how he would start everything out. Charlie, my boy. He had a booming voice and he was booming Italian guy, half Italian. He was great from Springfield. Anyway, they did index funds to remove the risk of single stocks, right? Because my dad had AT&T, Allstate, and I think one other stock. And that was when Ma Bell, if you remember Ma Bell, Marcus, as
I do
kids,
remember Ma
when
Bell.
they
Yep.
when they were squawking about them being a monopoly, the phone company, and they
Yeah.
split them all apart. That's how we
You got
got Verizon.
Southwestern Bell. You got what
That's
was the
right.
one on the East Coast? I can't remember what it was, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And then they became Verizon, AT&T, and all those other companies.
Pac
Yeah.
Bell. I think was one on the West
Oh,
Coast.
Pac-Bell. Yeah, you're right. I remember
Yeah.
Pac-Bell. Yep. So anyway, he had 50% bonds, and in a shrinking interest rate environment, his bonds did great from the 1980s all the way to 1999, 2000. And then it ended. And so I looked at a portfolio recently where it's 45% G fund.
Mm-hmm.
That's the equivalent inside a TSP, although you could use the F fund, Frank, fixed fund. That is the bond fund. But you could, it's 45G, 55C fund. I'm not making recommendations, folks.
Yeah.
I'm for retirement. I'm telling you what I saw. And now they're coming to me and wanting my assistance. And what I said there was, now look here, if the C fund, the S&P comes down 20%, your entire portfolio is going to go down about 10% because the G fund's going to get you a little growth, but then it's going to be dragged down by the 55%, the majority position that's losing from the stock market. When that happens, you cannot pull money from that. That's a bad scenario.
Yeah.
What I'm going to say is it's not advantageous to pull money from that,
Yep.
to be compliant and not absolute. It's not advantageous to pull money when your portfolio goes down. No bueno. Okay. So you can't separate your money when it's all intertwined.
Yeah.
You can't separate the money you want for, say, income, or to go on a trip, or to remodel the bathroom, or to buy a new car, all those things we talked about, or to help the kids out or the grandkids, not when the whole portfolio's come down in value. So you can't split the money when it's all inside your 401k, your 403b, your 457, or your TSP.
And that's probably why it's simple and cheap, because there are less options as far as what you can do. And it is always a good reminder. The numbers we throw out here are, one, for easy math, and two, for reference points as you plan your retirement, right?
That's
So
right. That's
yeah.
it.
So okay, simple and cheap. Not my nickname, not my real nickname in high school, but simple and cheap is there. Consider that. All right. Are we ready to go on to the third option?
Yes, please.
So what is my third option?
Your third option is to roll it from TSP or a 401k over to an IRA.
Okay. Why would I want to do that?
No, let's go this time with why wouldn't you?
You want to go why we don't want? Okay, let's start with why would I not want to do that?
The only thing I search for this, folks. The only thing I come up with is simplicity and fee. That
Hmm.
there's low fees, and it's a simple approach. You want growth, use a CS and I fund. If you don't want growth and you want stability, use the G fund and the F fund. So, but there are inherent weaknesses with all of these, right? Everything has weaknesses and strengths.
Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, and you might lay it on the C fund and the G fund are the darling funds, by the way, in the TSP. The other
Yep.
three funds are used less seldom. S fund's third, I fund's fourth. The F fund, the Frank, comes in uh, both that and the I fund, distant fourth and fifth placers. So, yeah, from my 20 years experience, it's been the C fund and not too far off the G fund, and then the S fund, a distant third, and then well distant is the F and the I fund. The I fund, then the F fund. So, why wouldn't you roll it over? Yeah, it's it. If you just stuck on cheap, 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 right?
Yeah.
Then that's it for me. That's what I see. Now,
Okay.
I'm not the answer to all. I'm not omniscient, and I'm not an omni god, but I'm just telling you. Is that a word? Yeah,
It is now.
a demigod. That's it.
There you go. Okay, well,
There
we'll
you go.
send
I'm
we'll send
a
Oxford
demigod.
dictionary
Right.
a
Yeah,
new
but
word.
I'm going to tell you that. Yeah, why wouldn't you? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Right? It's cheap fee and it's a simple approach. Again, now ask me the second question.
So the second question is, why would I want to do that?
Do you know how long you're going to need your money to last?
As long as I live, but I don't have the answer to that question. How long will I live?
Okay, so then if you don't have the answer to that question, do you have a plan that shows you in writing that your money will outlive you? Your income, I should say. Yeah, go ahead. If you don't, uh, you may not be able to get that from TSP, right? Oh, people can argue and say there's a calculator and yada, yada, yada. But
Right. Right.
look, folks, you got to weave in. So, do you have a surety, right? Assurances that your money will last as
Yeah.
long as you do or longer. Um, do you have a plan in place that includes both that and shows you that you can remove taxes from your TSP? Very complex, not simple. Done properly can save you a small fortune.
Yeah.
Done properly. A proper plan in an IRA or multiple IRAs goes beyond any 401k. We're not picking on the TSP. I'm telling you, any 401k, TSP, they're simple. And we hope that your 401ks are cheap because TSP is. But at the same time, they're simple and they're
Right.
cheap. So you're going to get what you pay for.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, that's it, right? Do you know that your future is secure and that your future income plan is secure? That you have a tax plan in place. And here's the thing you don't do. You don't run into your financial advisor firm or those that you might be meeting with and say, what are you going to do about my taxes? Because if you do that, do you know what they're going to say, Marcus?
what,
They're either
what
going
would
to say,
you say?
they're going to stammer, or they're going to say, oh, yeah, yeah, we'll take care of that. If you're bringing it up, I don't know if you can see that wheel over there, folks, over my left shoulder, but the third piece of our planning wheel is tax plan. You don't need to bring it up if they don't bring it up. That same couple aforementioned
Yeah.
that had their uh, he had inadvertently um, excluded his wife from that guaranteed income. Well, it
Yeah.
wasn't him. It was the salesman that was probably not a fiduciary that
Yeah.
jacked him up. But um, at the same time, I lost my train of thought. What were we saying?
You're talking about the tax plan.
Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah. He came back to me because we met 4 years ago. But
Yep.
he came back to me. He'd been watching the videos, watching the 3 minutes, the 3 months, 3 minutes on a Tuesday in the podcast. And he says, Charles, my concern is I don't have any tax plan.
Mm.
I said, well, what have you discussed with your present advisor? He goes, nothing. I go,
Mm.
okay. So your plan's not built, by the way, on an IRA. It's built on the plan. We call ours, again, I refer to their chartered retirement course.
Right.
And the reason we have those navigational lines in that whale's tail is because we want to make sure that no mistakes are made in your plan. A whale, they go up and down the coasts, both the West Coast and the East Coast, and you don't see them getting lost. They're not meandering around, going in circles. They know exactly where they're headed. They're headed to the colder waters in the summer and to the warmer waters in the winter to do their calving. And it all works out for them. And because they have a plan,
So I was
and
going to
it's
say,
taught,
it's like they have a plan.
it's like they got a plan, and it's
Yep.
probably taught to them from the older ones down to the younger ones. In this case, we come up with a plan.
Yep.
Now, if you want to go ahead in retirement and become a financial advisor on your own, and then delve into all these things, and I was telling Marcus, I feel really confident after about 15 years of doing this that I
Yep.
really got a strong handle on it now. I
Right.
mean, folks, it takes years. So if you want to start a new career now, go ahead. Most folks that I know, and you want to apply it to yourself and possibly make mistakes and step on landmines, right? Or
Yeah.
if we're doing the aquatic theme, or a torpedo, boom, explodes on you. Why? I mean, you don't get a second chance sometimes in retirement to get
Yeah.
it right. It's not like when we were kids. You bought a stock and it lost half its value. You could recover. Or you invest in Bitcoin and it goes and divide by 4, right? Multiply by 3. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you don't want to do those kind of things in retirement. So I have folks, multimillionaires, and say, I'm tired. I don't want to worry about this anymore, Charles.
Yes.
Please, you and your team, please, by all means. So instead of making major mistakes and trying to strike out on your own, by all means, work with somebody.
Right.
If it's not with us, right, as fiduciaries, then by all means, work with somebody that has a plan. And if they don't
Yeah.
breathe anything about taxes, I'm going to tell you, they're missing one major, major piece, right?
Yeah.
These strategies are not simple, they're complex. Folks
Right.
think, oh, all it is a Roth conversion. It is not. It's not at all. There's all kinds of mistakes that can be made. So
Yeah.
there it
And
is.
that,
There.
no,
Oh, yes,
I was
Marcus,
going to say
please.
your lack of plan, right? Your Uncle Sam. We keep bringing Uncle Sam up. This is not a knock on Uncle Sam at all, but the
So,
government plans for these things because it benefits the government, and that's fine. That's what they're supposed to do. That's their job, is to do that. If you want them to handle your money, then that's your business, right? But if you'd rather keep more of your money, then yes, you need someone on your side to come up with a feasible plan that'll benefit you. And
okay.
it's up to you. You want to support the government that way? It's great.
Yeah.
More power to
So
you, right?
yep,
Yeah.
you can get an annuity from your TSP. You can leave it at TSP, or you can come up with a plan and
Yeah.
roll it out of TSP. And to be fair, you could come up with a plan inside of TSP. I just
Mm.
think it's going to be riddled with some holes, and you can make a lot of mistakes.
Yep.
Okay, in my humble opinion, let me say it that way. Yeah,
Very
I
good.
know. Don't laugh at that. So, oh,
It
you
was
got
the
to help.
part that got me.
All right, so don't forget CD Financial, where health meets wealth. You got a health tip for us?
I sure do.
This guy
Okay,
is an
so
unending source of health knowledge. Go ahead.
so you know this. You know I spend a lot of time. I try to get out there and listen to experts and listen to people who've gone through things and been through things and glean what I can from them. So recently I was listening to a podcast with an ex Navy SEAL. I don't know if they're ever ex or if they still feel like they're Navy SEALs in retirement. You can tell me later. Talk to maybe one of your Navy SEAL guys that you work with.
We'll see him
Um,
next week, actually.
oh yeah, well ask him. He might know this guy. This guy's name is DJ
2 weeks.
Shipley.
2 weeks.
Um,
Yeah.
and he is a Navy SEAL, right? That he helps people work through PTSD injuries, and he comes up with a lot of health things. And there's several things that I gleaned from that, and I'll be sharing them throughout some of these podcasts coming up. But one thing that I really appreciate that he said, he starts his day with PT, right? Exercise is the first thing of the day, and he says if you go down, like in San Diego, right, where they train, I think it's near. Oh, it's not La Jolla. It's where the big hotel is. I can't remember. Coronado
Coronado
Hotel.
Island.
Yeah, and you see
Coronado
those guys
Island.
up
That's
there.
that's in 3 weeks. I'm going to see them down there in Coronado Island, actually. Yeah.
Beautiful place, man. Love that place.
Yeah.
He says first thing in the morning they're out there doing their exercise, and that's intentional. It gets that done, and it gets it. I don't want to say out of the way, but you get that benefit right off the bat. So one thing as a health tip is get your exercise in first thing in the morning. And I'm working on doing a better plan with this because I really appreciated that he has that time allotted for PT first thing in the morning. One, and I've heard people say this, it guarantees your day can't get any worse, right? you knock the hard stuff out right off, but you get the benefits of consistency. If every single day you get up and you do that PT, you do that exercise first thing in the morning, you will be healthier for it and you'll feel better throughout the day. And again, you get the hard stuff done early, do hard things, it's good for you. Get it done early and make sure it happens every single day. That's my health tip, man.
Love it. We just talked about that in a big group on that we belong to, and we communicate on Facebook. There's hundreds and hundreds. And somebody asked, "My day's gotten so busy. How do I fit in the exercise? How do you guys do it?" And I said, "If you don't do it in the morning, it's going to get crowded out in the evening." And then other people who I consider much smarter than me or more organized, let's say, chimed in and said, "Got to do it in the morning." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Good." Stamp of approval too. Got to do it in the morning. For me, I have to get it done in the morning. Now, on the weekend, I take Isaac, my oldest. I take him because he needs accompanied to the gym, and we work out on Sundays. But that's different.
Yeah.
That's something I look forward to, and it's after services and stuff. I can go do that. So, yeah. Otherwise, Monday through Friday. I'm sorry, Monday through Friday. It's first thing in the morning for me. One of the first things I do. Right? Yeah. Excellent advice. Thank you.
There we go, man. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for all that information. Good stuff today. And for everybody out there, we thank you. We've said it before throughout the podcast. I'll just reiterate it now, right? Get someone on your side who's there for you, who's looking for your advantages, right? And your benefits. So you can always find someone here with us at CD Financial, but get someone on your side that's working for you. And as always, thank you for tuning in. It's a CD Financial podcast, CD Financial, where health meets wealth. Thanks a lot, my man. Appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you too, Marcus. And don't forget to subscribe, folks. There's a whole library of information there that you can take advantage of. By all means, plug in. You're going to love it. 4,000 over have done so.